Thank you, Tina. Welcome, everyone. This is Deepika Rathod, Chief Nutrition Officer, Head Nutritionist, and Lifestyle from Luke's team. Um, Eid Mubarak to everyone, and Happy Kojagiri Purnima as well. I hope you all are planning something over the weekend. So today's topic is five eliminatory organ, and I've been getting lots and lots of queries on social media on how to detoxify the body or how to keep it clean. So I thought I might as well take it as a topic and let you all know on what all things you can detoxify in your body, what will keep you healthy, what needs to be eaten to keep your organs healthy. So, when we talk about eliminatory organs, those organs are nothing which allows our body to eliminate toxins from it. So, when you eat something, for example, if you eat a vegetable, it has more of fiber, so it helps you in flushing out toxins in the form of stool, because fiber just flushes out all the toxins from the colon. So that's how eliminatory organs work. Now those five eliminatory organs on our body, starting from head to toe, is your skin, your lungs, liver, kidneys, and colon. Now, to start with skin, as I told you, starting from head to toe, skin is the largest eliminatory organ in our body. And it is the first and last line of defense as well. So we have different layers of skin which protects us from various microbes until and unless we have like a cut or a lesion. That's when the microbes enter inside the skin. Otherwise, our skin protects us from various microbes and other dust and dirt as well. It also helps us regulate the body temperature. So anyone who has a high body temperature, you will see that your body starts producing sweat. You perspire. So when you sweat, that means your body is regulating the temperature, and that's when your body temperature will cool down. Plus, the skin has various sensors, so it prevents us from danger as well. So, you might have also noticed that the moment you take your hand near any cold object or any hot object, you can feel it before even touching it. You can feel it. So that's how your skin prevents you from dangerous situation as well. And most importantly, skin contains ergosterol. Ergosterol, when the sunlight falls onto it with the help of various processes in your liver and kidneys, that ergosterol is helping our body in producing vitamin D as well. So skin has many benefits, and that's why it is very important to keep your skin healthy, to keep your skin detoxified all the time. To start with the remedies, particularly when it comes to skin, aloe vera and amla really has a good effect in cleaning the skin. So you can either apply it on your skin, or you can even take a 30 ml of either aloe vera or amla juice to just detoxify the skin. It helps in clearing out the skin. It helps in cleaning the entire system and keeping your skin healthy, soft, and supple. We have also you used saffron from many years. Like, it's traditionally used particularly for purpose itself. So we say that when you have saffron, or you have saffron milk, or you incorporate saffron into any of your food item, it actually enhances your skin texture. It's actually correct, because saffron is a herb which is linked with cleansing. So when you incorporate that into your meals, it is also cleaning your entire body and your skin as well. So, amla, aloe vera, saffron, and most importantly, water. So, as we know that we perspire to just manage the body temperature. So, water becomes really important when it comes to detoxifying the skin and the entire body. You have to have proper amount of water intake to make sure that you detoxify your skin, you keep it hydrated all the time, and you keep it glowing and clear. If you don't have enough amount of water, your skin will start getting dehydrated, and you also see that there are too many skin issues like acne, pimples, rashes also comes up. So you have to make sure that you drink around 2.5 to 3 liters of water on a daily basis. Now, secondly, the second eliminatory organ, as I talked about, was lungs. So the main function of lung is exchange of gases. We take in oxygen and we give away carbon dioxide, which is the main important function. Now, if the lungs are not able to detoxify itself, we tend to hold on to the dioxide, which can lead to many complications like palpitation, breathlessness, and other lung diseases as well, for that matter. Plus, lung also produce mucus. Mucus is fine in moderation because lung produces it, and all your toxins, all your dirt or microbes, etc., gets trapped into that mucus, and then the mucus is eliminated out from the body. It's only when the mucus starts increasing or decreasing, that's when your lung cannot detoxify itself. That's when too much of toxins accumulation starts happening. Now, what to do to detoxify your lungs? Essential oils are really important. Essential oils like eucalyptus oil, peppermint oil, or tulsi oil, they have antioxidant properties. They have healing properties as well. So you can just take 2 drops of oil on your fingers, dab it, rub it on your fingers and dab it near your nostril or on your temples, and keep inhaling the aroma. This really cleans your lung, it cleans your air passage, and it allows your lung to get detoxified completely. Plus, all of these essential oils also relax the lung muscles, the muscles of respiratory tract, basically. So it promotes free breathing. So people who have palpitation issues, breathlessness, they should they should start using eucalyptus or peppermint or tulsi oil during the daytime, just to make sure that the breathing becomes easy. Basil or tulsi, as we all know, has the most healing properties, and it has been used from last so many years because it has medicinal properties as well. So just handful of tulsi leaves, you can boil it in water and drink this concoction every day. You can take it in the morning or you can even take it at night, just to make sure that it helps in reducing the congestion, clearing up the lungs, and improving the detoxification of lungs. Oregano is another herb, Italian herb, but we can definitely use it because it has active component which helps in detoxification of your lungs, and they also act as natural congestions. So if your lung is congested, you just take oregano tea. You can even mix tulsi and oregano together, boil it, and use this tea, and it will help you in improving your lung function. Now, thirdly, we have discussed about liver earlier as well, but the third eliminatory organ is liver. Liver has too many functions. It helps in blood purification. It helps in removal of harmful toxins like drug, heavy metal, alcohol, etc. Liver plays an important role in metabolization of all the three macronutrients like carbohydrate, proteins, and fat. Plus, liver acts as a storage for many vitamins like iron is there, folic acid is there. So many minerals and vitamins are stored in liver, so that whenever the body needs it, liver keeps on giving it to the entire body for the recovery process. And the most important thing is liver also plays a central role in secretion and metabolization of bile, metabolism of bile, which helps in digestion of your fats or the fatty food that you eat. So liver plays so many important role, and that's why we have to keep it clean. We have to keep it detoxified. So if any of these functions are not happening smoothly, that means your body becomes sluggish. We are not able to digest the food that we are providing to the body. And to detoxify the liver, we have to make sure that we incorporate carrot, radish, beetroot, or green leafy vegetables into our meal daily, because it has fiber. It helps in binding out with the bad fat and elimination of that bad fat from the body. Plus, they also help in producing glutathione in the body, which is the master antioxidant. So it helps directly in reducing the oxidative stress, not just from the liver, but from the entire body. And we have been talking about lemon all the time. So lemon is the most alkaline food that anyone can have. So to clean your liver, you have to make sure that you take 1 glass of lemon water. You can take it 2-3 times a day, or just 1 glass in a day as well is completely fine, because it will help us in keeping the body alkaline. The third important remedy or food that I would like to talk about is dandelion root. Dandelion root acts as a diuretic, and it helps in detoxifying the liver completely. So people who have haywire lipid profile, lipid and liver profile, they can definitely look at having dandelion tea into their routine, maybe in the evening time, because that will help in flushing out the liver completely, and it will also help in improving the fat metabolism. Now, fourth important organ or eliminatory organ is kidney. And we all know that, again, kidney is excreting waste material in the form of urine. So, urine gets mixed with excess of salt or urea or creatinine, all the byproduct of your protein that you eat. It gets mixed with the urine, and then the urine is actually eliminated out from your body. Plus, kidney also conserves water. So, whenever the kidney sees that the body is getting detoxified, it holds on to the water. That's why few people see that even if I'm not drinking water, I see too much of water retention in the body. It is just your kidneys holding on to the water because they know your body is getting dehydrated, and your body requires water for each and every function. So, if you have to detoxify your kidneys, you have to drink more water to flush out those toxins. And kidneys also secrete hormones like erythropoietin and renin, which plays an important role in production of RBCs. Plus, it also helps in regulation of blood pressure. So, people who have kidney issues are also supposed to get or are also seen that the blood pressure goes a little haywire. And kidneys also help in making active form of vitamin D. So as we have seen in the skin has ergosterol, which with the help of various processes in liver and kidney helps the body to produce vitamin D. That's how kidney becomes an important part in making active form of vitamin D. So we have seen that many people who have kidney issues have very low level of vitamin D, very low level of hemoglobin, RBCs as well, because all of these hormones, the erythropoietin, renin, and even the kidneys are affected. So vitamin absorption gets hampered. Now, what you need to do to detoxify the kidney? The first thumb rule is drinking more and more of water so that your body can flush out toxins. But you can also look at incorporating coriander water. So coriander seeds water basically, you can mix 1 tablespoon of coriander seeds in a glass full of water, keep it overnight, and next morning you can boil the same water and seeds. Strain the water, throw away the seeds, and drink that water slowly. Now, this water will help in flushing out toxins from the body because it has diuretic properties. Secondly, you can incorporate parsley. Parsley helps in flushing out the kidneys. Again, it has diuretic properties, so it increases the urine output, and it also helps in flushing out bacteria or any germs from the body. So, if a person is having urinary tract infection, parsley water or parsley juice will be really helpful. So you can boil handful of parsley leaves in a glass full of water, or just take around 100 grams of parsley and juice it up, and then you can drink it. Only when you have UTI, it's better that you take parsley juice. Otherwise, you can just incorporate parsley in your salad, or you can boil it with the water so that you get all the benefits. Thirdly, the superfoods for kidneys are berries, any berries, strawberries, raspberries, blueberries, and cranberries. You all might have heard about cranberries, and yes, cranberries are really helpful in cleaning the kidneys. They also prevent the kidneys from kidney stone, basically. So people who have kidney stone or who have deranged kidney profile can start incorporating 4 to 5 strawberries or raspberries or blueberries or even cranberries in their day-to-day life. They can have it with a fruit, or they can have it as it is separately to help flush out the kidneys. They also help in removing excess of uric acid from the kidneys. So that's how they detoxify the kidneys slowly. Lastly, I'm going to talk about colon. We have discussed about colon and how to overcome the constipation in our last session itself. But colon, yes, it is the most important eliminatory organ because if your colon gets full of toxins, you're holding on to various toxins in your body, which produces toxic gases and create more of indigestion. Colon has many important functions. Like one is definitely it eliminate out the stool from the body, but the food that goes into colon. So if the food has not undergone absorption of nutrients and water in the stomach, it enters the colon, and that's where the remaining absorption of nutrients happen. And after the absorption of nutrition, the colon eliminates the feces or the stool, plus your good bacteria or the probiotic. The colon acts as a shelter for your good bacteria as well. So that's why you have to take care of your colon to make sure that your body don't hold on to any of the toxins, and it doesn't create more of side effects in the body or digestion issues. Now, to clean the colon, we have seen that probiotic and prebiotic is really important. Probiotic is your good bacteria, which you get from A2 milk, curd, or buttermilk, or kefir, kombucha, your pickles as well. But make sure that you make the pickle at home with very less amount of oil and salt, and then you can use it as a probiotic. And prebiotic means the food for your probiotic, the fiber basically that you have in your meal, from onion, garlic, almonds, or apple. They act as food for your probiotics. So a combination of prebiotic and probiotic in your day-to-day meal is very important. Green leafy vegetable or green food basically. So food like kale or your spinach, your fenugreek leaves, alfalfa sprouts, wheat grass, barley grass, all of these has chlorophyll in it. And chlorophyll acts like a brush or broom to clean your colon. So when we see that a surface is full of dirt, we tend to rub it hard just to remove that dirt. We can't do it with our colon, but this green leafy vegetable does the same with the colon in a very gentle way. It rubs the toxins and helps us in eliminating it out of the body. So incorporate green leafy vegetables on a daily basis. If you have more of constipation issues, at least try and have one serving of green leafy vegetable either with your lunch or dinner, to just make sure that your colon gets detoxified completely. And lastly, I would like to talk about fiber. So fiber from any form of vegetable, be it your green leafy vegetable or your carrot, beetroot, your onion, your garlic, your broccoli, cruciferous vegetables, try and incorporate more and more of fiber into your meal, just to make sure that you flush out your colon and don't hold on to the toxins for a longer time. And with all of these eliminatory organ, the most basic ingredient that you can incorporate in day-to-day routine to make sure that you flush out each and every organ is your water. Increase your water intake. The more water you drink, automatically each and every organs will get detoxified, because water is essential for performing numerous function in your body. The moment water intake goes down, your body cannot function properly. It holds on to the toxins, and that's when we see more issues happening. So that's it from me. We talked about 5 eliminatory organs. Over to you, Tina.
Okay, we have a couple of questions that have already come in, and I'll take them up one by one. Okay, so there's one particular question specifically talking about the leaky gut and how do we eliminate toxins if we have a leaky gut.
Okay, so leaky gut is a totally different thing, because leaky gut happens when you don't have a proper lifestyle. Either you don't focus on chewing your food well, that's when the larger particle goes in your stomach and irritates the gut lining, and your gut lining starts increasing, those particles starts entering into your body. So the most important thing is you need to focus on chewing your food slowly and eliminating out gluten, that is wheat and wheat product, dairy, milk and milk product, and white processed sugar completely out of your routine. You shouldn't have it at all if you want to really heal your leaky gut. But again, leaky gut, it takes very long time to heal. it can't get reversed as well, because the damage has already happened. So you can just manage and improve the gut lining, but the moment you go back to your earlier lifestyle wherein you eat everything, you don't chew your food properly, you don't focus on having a good lifestyle, the leaky gut can come back to you. So just make sure that you avoid those three things as I told you, and focus on improving your lifestyle.
Okay, super. Thank you for answering that, Deepika. Um, there's a question by a participant who's located in the UK. They say that the water is really hard. The drinking water is really hard in the UK. So it's, predominant that there are several cysts that are formed in the kidney. So is there a simple way to dissolve these kidneys or to eliminate them? And what foods do they need to avoid if they have them?
Okay, so if they have cyst, again, we have to look at detoxifying the kidneys. They can look at buying a good purifier just to make sure that the water quality gets a little better. Always boil your water and then drink it, so that if there are any chances of toxins remaining in the water, it will get removed out. And parsley, I just mentioned about parsley. You can drink a glass of parsley juice on a daily basis, just to make sure that it helps you in flushing out the kidney stone. But again, it depends on the size of the kidney stone as well. If it is a bigger one, then it might take a little longer to eliminate it out of the body. But if it is a smaller one, it can be flushed out slowly. So parsley juice is one thing that I would like to suggest you. Now, when you talk about avoiding certain food, any food which has seeds, so your green chilies, your capsicum, tomatoes for that matter, aubergines or your brinjal, you need to avoid such stuff which will allow more oxalates to go in the body, which can bind with the toxins and increase the stone formation.
Thanks for that, Deepika. That was elaborately explained. Thank you for that. Do you have any recipes for the celery juice? And is that something that we want to use for a kidney cleanse, or can we use it for any other organ cleanse as well? And also, could you repeat the skin cleanse, or how do you keep the skin clean?
Okay. So celery, yes, it's a good source of vitamin C. It will also help in flushing out toxins from the body. Maybe you can just mix 50 grams of celery and parsley each. There's no recipe as such. You just have to blend it with little amount of water so that you get a cup full of juice. You can add some spices as per your taste, like salt and pepper or cumin powder. Just that. You don't have to make like a elaborate recipe out of it. Just spices that you like to make it more palatable, and that's how you can incorporate it. Now, when it comes to skin, I talked about increasing water intake. So when you have good amount of water, automatically your body gets flushed out. Your skin will get better, because if you don't have good amount of water intake, we see that the skin starts becoming dry. We do get rashes as well. We also see that the lips start like chapped lips happen, or we have cuts on the lips. So hydration is most important. Saffron is one thing that you can incorporate. So 2 strands of saffron, you can just mix it in a glass of almond milk and drink it. Almond milk as well is a good source of vitamin E and many minerals, which will help in enhancing the skin texture and detoxifying the skin as well. And aloe vera and amla, so you can take 30 ml of aloe vera and amla shot. Not aloe vera or amla shot, or you can use it for application.
Okay. Super. Thank you for giving us that information, Deepika. There's one more on can someone with hyper or hypothyroid issues do a colon cleanse?
Okay, colon cleanse here, as in you're talking about the fibers that I'm talking about. So yes, you can have cooked cruciferous vegetable, and then you can have it on a like at least 3 times a week. That's completely fine. If you're cooking it, you're avoiding the goitrogens, which will not have bad effect on a hypothyroid patient. So cooked cruciferous vegetable can definitely be used, and it will help us in cleaning the colon. But if you're talking about colon cleanse, then I would like to know on what particularly you are asking here.
Okay, while we wait for the response for that, Deepika, let's move on to the next. Um, okay, is moringa water also good as an eliminatory or removal of toxin kind of drink?
Not really. Moringa is a good source of iron, and most of the time we have seen that the person who is taking moringa feels constipated. So it actually doesn't act as a detoxifier. It helps someone in improving the iron level. So if you have issues with iron levels, you can incorporate moringa, but at the same time have more of vegetables so that your colon gets cleansed on a daily basis and you don't face constipation.
Okay, I think we'll take one final question on, could you give us some examples of what green leafy vegetables can be consumed if we're talking about detoxification or, detoxifying the organ?
Okay, so I did mention green leafy vegetables earlier as well. So it can be your spinach, your fenugreek leaves, or methi. Kale is a good one. Parsley, celery, wheatgrass, barley grass, even alfalfa is really good. So you can incorporate any of these green leafy vegetables. You can have it in cooked form so that it acts as a fiber and it helps in flushing out the colon easily.
Thank you so much, Deepika. We're nearing the end of the session, so if you could please recap what you've covered so far, that would be great.
Sure, Tina. So we started with the 5 eliminatory organs. First being skin, because it is the largest. It starts from head to toe. It helps in various activities, and it also helps in regulating the body temperature. To clean the skin or to detoxify the skin, we can have aloe vera or amla juice on a daily basis, just 30 ml, not more than that. 2 strands of saffron. You can mix it with either almond milk or just plain water. That's completely fine. Or you not or actually you should drink more water. 2.5 to 3 liters of water is what we need to aim at so that you flush out each and every organ, not just your skin. Secondly, we talked about lungs. So lungs basically helps us in exchanging the gases, the carbon dioxide and oxygen. So if it is full of toxins, we are not able to eliminate the carbon dioxide out of the body. Plus, the mucus production, excess of mucus production in the lung can also lead to many issues. So to detoxify the lung, you can apply essential oil like eucalyptus oil, peppermint, or tulsi oil near your nostril or on your temples. You can have basil or tulsi leaves concoction, or you can even use tulsi erg that we have now. So that will help us in detoxifying the lungs. We can also look at having oregano tea, just half a teaspoon or 1 teaspoon of oregano boiled in a cup of water. Strain it and drink it. This will help in detoxifying the lungs. Then comes the liver. Liver has many different function in the body, and we have to keep it detoxified all the time. So to detoxify the liver, we have to incorporate radish, carrot, beetroot, green leafy vegetable, lemon, and dandelion root tea, just to make sure that the liver is detoxified and it can perform its function on a daily basis. Then comes the kidneys. Kidneys are very useful for eliminating out the toxins through urination. Plus, it also helps in production of RBCs and regulation of blood pressure with the help of hormones that is secreted in kidneys. So we have to detoxify the kidneys with the help of coriander water. Just 1 tablespoon of coriander seeds boiled, like soaked overnight and then boiled in the same water. You can have parsley juice or parsley concoction, just handful of parsley leaves in a water in a glass of water and boil it properly, then strain it. So this will also act as a kidney cleanser. And thirdly, you can have berries. So any berries, 4 to 5, strawberry, raspberry, blueberry, or cranberry will help in detoxifying the kidneys and flushing out the uric acid from the body. Lastly, we talked about colon. So, if the colon is full of toxins, we are holding on to the stools, it is just going to increase the toxins and digestion issues in our body. So, to detoxify the colon, you can incorporate prebiotic and probiotic. You can incorporate green leafy vegetables like kale, spinach, fenugreek, parsley, your celery, your coriander as well for that matter, and more of fiber. Now, fiber from your other vegetables as well, like cruciferous vegetable, your broccoli, cauliflower, your cabbage, your radish, carrot, anything, any vegetable is completely fine. And on top of everything, the most important thing is water. So you should have good amount of water intake on a daily basis so that each and every organ is flushed out properly and you stay healthy. So that's it from my end. Thanks for joining in for today's session, and I shall meet you all soon. Take care and have a nice weekend ahead.